Oh, I just to let you guys know, I've almost finished my soul level 1, no blocking, no magic, no summons, in Dark Souls 1, and I have some thoughts on Dark Souls 1. First of all, there are some parts of Dark Souls 1 that are so rough around the edges in ways that I think actually make the game a lot better than their sequels. There are some parts of it that are so weird and so, like, rough that it's just really, really, really endearing. You know, like even on a replay. On the other hand, there are some parts of this game that are absolute fucking bullshit. Um, there are so many hitbox problems and so many poorly designed fights that it's actually wild. I actually cannot believe that people accuse Dark Souls 2 of being unfair because Dark Souls 2 is so much such as do we really okay, so first of all, a ton of the boss design in Dark Souls 1 is garbo doo-doo dog shit. I can't believe people made fun of the capricious demon. What was it, capricious demon? The fat demon thing from the Earthen Peak in Dark Souls 2. There are a lot of bosses in Dark Souls 1 that are literally just health bars attached to wastes of time. It's just to a ridiculous extent, you know. Um, there are also like massive issues with the flow of a lot of combat, you know? Like in Elden Ring, people are complaining about fights because it's like, oh, this one attack has like a slightly weak hitbox, or like this one attack is so punishing that it like denies you the ability to engage for a few seconds. And there are attacks in Dark Souls 1 that will just keep you from playing for like 15 seconds, you know? The charge from Gaping Dragon is a pretty clear and obvious example of this. The design of Ornstein and Smough is not that good. It genuinely isn't, you know? Like, if you're playing as a pure melee build, Ornstein and Smough is literally like sprint running around the outer perimeter of the map, trying to get Smough caught on pillars so that Ornstein will do one of his charge attacks, hoping that it doesn't bug, because it will bug 1 and 2 times, getting 1 or 2 hits in, and then continuing the runabout. They've done duo fights way better later in the series, you know. Um, it's actually astonishing because I'm doing the it seems like they learned a lot after Dark Souls 1 the main game because like Dark Souls 1 main game bosses are mid AF. They really genuinely are. Like Gwyn is super cheesable, not that interesting to fight, honestly. Quelaag's an okay fight, but like would barely even meet like mediocre standards by the time Dark Souls 3 rolled around. And then you have the DLC and it's just like Calmeet, fucking Artorias, yeah, fucking Guardian, the Guardian lion thing, yeah, man, it's like, fuck, triple the health bar, 2 times the damage, way more moves, way more engaged, like, damn, 16 times the detail. There are some trash boss in Elden Ring? Yeah, there totally are. Yeah, 100%. I've really, really enjoyed my replay of Dark Souls 1. It's also really made me miss the way they used to construct the old levels. When you're doing the legacy dungeons in in Elden Ring, it's like I never got that magical feeling that I got in some of the Dark Souls 1 places. Like, does any place in Elden Ring elicit the same emotional reaction that you get the first time you loop through Undeadburg or when you're making your way through Blighttown? I think part of it is the jank. I think a lot of it is the sort of rickety unfairness of the environment, you know? But I think a lot of it also has to do with how much more punishing the combat is in Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, you roll so quickly and so easily that, like, anytime you're in trouble there, like, basically every encounter you can kind of, like, roll spam your way through, you know? As long as you're, like, decent about your dodge times, you can kind of roll spam your way through it, and reaction time will get you a good bit of the way there. In Dark Souls 1, there are some areas that are just fucking bullshit until you, like, realize what's going on. And the rolling is so bad in Dark Souls 1. First of all, it's not directional. You can only roll in 4 directions, so it's not omnidirectional. You can roll left and right and forward and backward. And it's really dangerous to roll in a bunch of places because you easily roll off the side of like Blighttown or off the edges of the roofs in the Undeadburg or in a bunch of other places. You can only roll in those 4 directions, which feels weird because it's like basically optimal to roll diagonally forward in every subsequent Souls game. Because most enemies are going to attack you by swinging some kind of weapon, a sword or a tail or an arm, left to right or right to left, and that means you want to roll into it, so to the side, and forward to get close for a follow-up. But you can't roll diagonally in Dark Souls when you're locked on, which means that the game is actually 20 times better when you're locked off, when you're not locked on. In fact, when I realized this, I no longer use the lock-on in Dark Souls 1, ever, for any reason. I just increase the camera speed, so it's easier for me to track, and that way you can always roll whatever direction you want to, as long as you're not locked on. And it's so much better. That just improves the game so much, you know? But the first time that I played Dark Souls 1, I locked on everything, so that's only something I'm realizing now. It honestly makes me wonder if these games would be better if they ditched the lock-on feature altogether, or if the lock-on feature was something that got disrupted more. In the final fight in Ocarina of Time, I remember there's a part where you're fighting Ganondorf, and he does this shockwave move that prevents you from locking onto him. While he's, like, floating in the middle of the arena. And because he, like, stuns Navi or something like that. Like, your targeting indicator is the fairy that follows you. The lock-on feature is good for slow, methodical combat. I just wonder. I don't know. I feel like Dark Souls 1 did so many things really, really well. And with time, Dark Souls, the Souls series generally, has gotten to be more traditional action games. Because the thing that originally made Dark Souls 1 really cool and interesting is the fact that everything was so consequential. Every attack was their death or yours, you know? Like, every time you wind up to strike, like, there are so many times in Dark Souls 1, early game and late game, where even with a medium-sized weapon, like, the decision to commit to hitting the attack button is like this, you know, because you know that if you miss, they're going to body you. And in the later games, like in Elden Ring and stuff like that, like, leaving aside the fact that greater build expression means that it's much easier to... I just feel like you can do so much more stuff in the later games, like in Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. Like in Dark Souls 1, no matter what your level is, you're like this awkward, like clunky undead with a great club just making their way downtown. But in Elden Ring, you're basically a demigod. Like, you're so much more acrobatic. In Elden Ring, like, even if you're leaving aside magic, and magic lets you do so much shit, you are so much faster, you have so much more stamina, you can roll so much easier and so much faster with so many more iframes. You can transition to a run out of a roll and vice versa much, much, much faster. Your running attack is just much faster, and you have weapon arts. So, like, the enemies are still these same, like... They're just, like, AIs that you have to deal with. And then, like, in Dark Souls 1, you're just like this derpy potato dude running around with an axe. And in Elden Ring, you're like this tarnished demigod who's just returned to the lands between with, like, glowing red eyes, just ready to fuck up everything in your path. It's like, damn. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, right? Bloodborne better than Elden Ring? I'm more of a fan of Elden Ring. Oh, yeah, shit, wait, we can do this right now. You guys are thinking right now, like, Stunlock, he said he was going to do a lot. Yeah, well, you know what else we're Stunlocking on? Sub to the Vosh Pit, okay? Do it. It's almost at 100k. It's literally less than 100 away from 100k. You're really going to have this be an off-stream moment? Come on. Come on, what are you goobing me? I know most of the people who are watching are probably already subbed, but that doesn't mean there aren't some. I've already made 5 alternate accounts. Make 5 more. Thank you. Griff, I don't think Dark Souls 2 is bad. At all. I just don't. Thank you, Vermin. Thank you very much. Water. I don't think Dark Souls 2 is bad at all. Honest to God, I really think the only reason that Dark Souls 1 is so good is because of the immaculate vibes and level design. You know what I mean? But a lot of the combat is clunky and bullshit early on. Not just because it's slow, because it's, in some cases, poorly constructed and poorly balanced. And then in Dark Souls 2, the combat itself got a lot better, but the level design kind of faltered. We did it? Hey, let's go! Woo, 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 woo! Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I have no idea what that is, Sake, but I probably should go through that. You know, like older From Software games. Play me some goddamn Kingsfield. Like I'm Iron Pineapple or something. DS2 broke the parry mechanic to the point of being useless. I don't like parrying in these games. The only game from Software that I like parrying in is Sekiro, because I think that it's incredibly well integrated into the combat. Also, you need to. I don't think it's possible to beat those games without parrying. The issue is that, like, for the rest of the games, like, it basically means, like, you can avoid a boss for the entire fight until you see them do the wind-up for the one attack you know the parry timing for. You run in, do the parry, do a quarter of their damage, or health and damage, and then, like, keep running and waiting for the next one. I feel like parrying is a good idea in concept, but the fact that you can, like, spam it on certain attacks means that there's potential to completely invalidate some fights. Like Gwyn, for example. Gwyn is a pretty tough fight in Dark Souls 1, unless you know how to parry, in which case it's actually one of the easiest in the game, which kind of sucks. Yeah, the shield counter in Elden Ring is good. What about guard count? I think those are good. I don't like using shields, but I think guard counters are a good addition to Elden Ring. Because, of course, guarding, even if you have a 100% resist shield, isn't free. It taxes your stamina. I do feel like blocking should have more of a stamina cost in general. Like, it should be something that you can get away with doing once or twice, maybe. But I do like the addition of the guard counter. Gally, I think H-Bomb's video ended up being better, or, like, more effective in the long run. Wait, Sake, was that made by From Software? Didn't Dunkey do a review of that game, Metal Wolf Chaos? Is that the one? 'Cause I'm the President of the United States. Is that from Software? It is? Wait! That's from Software? Holy shit! 1 second.
President. There he is now, exiting the White House.
Okay, let's party! Welcome to the White House.
So in this game, the vice president is evil. I'm the president. The vice president is evil. So in order to save America, I need to wipe out the entire United States military. But I'm the good guy.
Jody, how's my schedule look for today?
You've got a conference and dinner party at the Japanese embassy regarding wildlife protection.
Oh yeah. Sorry, but I'll have to cancel that. I'm heading out to save America. The gentleman in me goes off the clock at 5 p.m.
Yep, I'm the same exact way. I know.
And now I'm gonna
What?
take America back!
Yeah!
The enemy forces have even captured San Francisco's cable cars.
Oh my
We
God.
can't let them get away with using the symbol of this great American city.
Hey! Disappeared during the cutscene.
Richard!
Oh, you've done excellent work, Michael. How about a reward to show my appreciation?
Oh, a reward.
From Software
All right.
made this?
I'll take it.
Who did that to the White House? They shouldn't call it the White House. They should call it the Fight House.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Hello.
I need to play this. Holy shit. Holy fuck, I need to play. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck, that's so good. Holy shit. Developed and published by From Software. Okay. Wow. This and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Yeah, I feel like we need to enter the age of, like, post-ironic political commentary in video games, you know? Like, we had the Metal Gear we had the Metal Gear era where it took itself seriously but not really. And now we're entering, like, the post-Metal Gear but still actually Metal Gear, because we're literally talking about Metal Gear Revengeance era, where politics is decided by the President of the United States tearing his shirt off to reveal the immaculately sculpted body of a lucha libre wrestler before pile driving the protagonist into a mountain and causing a volcano to explode. I feel like we're entering a new stage in the dialectic. Now it came out in 2013. Yeah, in like an era, you know, decade by decade. I haven't played Revengeance. Don't spoil. I mean, obviously, I've seen parts of the cutscenes. I mean, how could I not? It's